The Indian Rebellion of 1857 was a major but ultimately unsuccessful uprising in India between 1857 to 58 against the rule of British East India Company, which functioned as a sovereign power on behalf of the British Crown. The event is known by many names including the Sepoy Mutiny, the Indian Mutiny, the Great Rebellion, the Revolt of 1857, the Indian Insurrection, and India's First War of Independence. Causes of the revolt. Political causes. Lord Dalhousie was the Governor General of India till 1848-1856. Under him, the British followed an expansionist policy in India. Dalhousie, through his policies, had added considerable territories to the British Empire in India. The policy of annexation reached its climax when he implemented the policy of doctrine of lapse and annexed the Indian states on charges of misgovernance and absence of an heir. In the course of 8 years, Dalhousie annexed Satara, Sambalpur, Jhansi, Nagpur, Jaipur. This policy enraged the Indian rulers against the British government. As part of the doctrine of lapse policy, the titles and pensions of some Indian princes were confiscated. The pension of Bajirao II's son Nana Sahib was discontinued after his father's death, and Rani of Jhansi had been deprived of her right to rule in violation of the recognized Hindu law. Dalhousie further proposed to abolish the title of the Mughal emperor after the death of Bahadur Shah II. Economic causes. The economic policy of the British adversely affected every section of the Indian society. The British exploited the economic resources of India to their advantage and drained her wealth by crippling the Indian trade and industry. Under the British, India turned into a colonial economy to serve the British capitalist interests. Heavy taxation, evictions, discriminatory tariff policy against Indian products, and destruction of traditional handicrafts that hit peasants, artisans, and small zamindars. These grievances left the Indian people dissatisfied of the British, eventually turned out to be bitter enemies of the British. Social and religious causes. The attempt to bring about social reforms in India by the British was not liked by the general public. The social legislations of the evils as sati, infanticide, remarriage of